Ladies and gentlemen, we're here at the Real Deal Talk studio with the man, Mr. Romeo, the soul taker, Allen.
What up? How you guys doing?
Come on now, bro. Now, we got to start with that nickname. We're starting there.
For sure.
What's going on here?
So the soul taker comes from the Joe Rogan episode where they're talking about taking somebody's soul when you're beating the shit out of them.
Yeah.
And you watch their eyes get wide and they have nothing left. And that's what I'm trying to do every time I go into the fight. I'm trying to take everything they got.
Everything.
I'm trying to take all their dreams and just crush it right there. Take a shit on them.
And so when did you come up with Soul Taker? How long?
I literally came up with that in my Gladiator challenge. I was
Yeah.
sitting there with my buddy, and he's getting all mad at me because I don't have a team or anything like that. I'm not fighting anybody. I'm like, bro, anybody you bring up to, I'll fight him, bro, and I'll get it done. And I've done that. I went to what was it, San Diego Fight Club.
Yeah.
Tapped out half the class, and I don't even got a white belt. So it's just like I don't need to be in all that situation. It just gets annoying.
Yeah.
And then you're fighting for like their shit and not fighting for you. It's like, when's the last time you got punched in the face?
Yeah.
When's the last time you ran 20 miles? Shit like that.
And so, okay, so keep going, bro. Now, do you fight with a gym? You fight with, what do you got?
So I got my own business called Hack the Planet LLC right now.
Hide the Planet.
Hack the Planet LLC.
Hack the Planet.
Yeah, and I got a YouTube and all that. And I'm pretty much just do everything in my house right now. I fight everybody, but on Fridays I'll go spar. But pretty much I do everything on my own. There's no, like I got 50 street fights, and then I'm a state wrestler or whatnot. I've been to K1 kickboxing and gyms out here, and I've been to 10 fights since I've been out. Since last year. So that's been like 3 or 4 at Vibes. You ever heard of Little Weirdo?
No.
Little Weirdo is a little rapper in San Diego.
Yeah.
I'm at the bar or whatnot. He hops over. I'm running security. So my buddy Red starts choking him out or whatnot. I jump up, hit 2 dudes in the head with my elbow. They drop. I come back out later, about 30 minutes later. He comes up and shoots up the place and shoots my buddy in the leg. That's my first day of security.
That was your first day?
First day of security.
At where?
At Vibes at 5th Avenue, downtown.
Vibes, 5th Avenue.
Yep. That was last year.
Oh, man.
In the summertime.
Romeo, you just gave me too much to chew on right there, dude. I don't even know. Hold on a second here. Like, wait a minute. Wait. Fight Club. Let's go there. You
Yeah.
said San Diego Fight Club.
Yeah.
What is that?
My cousin, he's German, and he's like a semi-pro. He's had some pro, like, fights where he's supposed to go, but he never went or whatever, but he's decent or whatnot.
Yeah.
So we go over there, and he's been training with his buddy, and I forgot what his name, Charlie, and he's a professional fighter or whatnot. But it's mostly like kid shit, and it's not like they're trying to really fight. Like, there's only 2 fighters there, really.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I'm done with that. I'm not trying to really go back there. It was just not really like my vibe or whatnot.
All right, so how often is this Fight Club thing fight?
Oh, no, it's like a regular gym.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just a regular gym.
Okay.
If you just look it up. And
Yeah.
He was, where was he? He was at El Cajon now, and now he changed from one location to another one right now.
Gotcha. Okay. And you said you're training out of your house. Is that
Yeah.
what you said?
Yeah, so I got speed bags, punching bags, stuff like that. I got jiu-jitsu bags, shit like that.
Yeah.
Got a couple weights, but I'm just trying to do my routine because pretty much all the skill sets are already there. You just have to be faster and get it there before the other guy.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Be first.
yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Hell, but I mean, if he doesn't hit that hard, you ain't even gotta be first.
Oh, man.
So like my last one with Gladiator Challenge, I fought him. He's a welterweight champion.
Yeah.
He has 5 fights. I have had 0 fights in the ring.
Yeah.
And he barely beat me.
Yeah.
So he hit me with a couple good shots in the beginning, but I got him with a single leg, took him back to the end of the fence, slammed him on the fence. He gave me a knee, then I threw him down, and then he went to shoot for me, and I went for a guillotine, and then I couldn't get it up because I didn't move my leg up or whatnot, but almost got it. And then I got TKO'd at the end.
All right, so when did you start fighting? How long? How old are you now?
I'm 40.
You're 40?
Yeah.
When did you start fighting?
Like, so Brookfield Central, 2002, I was what's called state champion for wrestling or whatever.
For wrestling?
Yeah, not
State
state champion,
champ.
but I was in wrestling. I did 3rd, but not
Okay,
yeah.
but states.
Yeah, for sure. I did that, and I was at K1 kickboxing. This is in Wisconsin, Brookfield Central.
Yeah.
And so I went to Wisconsin K1. I did that for a little
Hold
bit.
on, Romeo. Hold up here, bro. Hold on a second here. So you were wrestling.
Yeah.
Did you fight before that? Were you boxing and fighting before that?
I mean, I fought
You don't
people-
just go to K1.
I mean, I fought people in the what's called like in the street and shit like that. And the K1 kickboxing, it wasn't official. Like you're not gonna get amateur fights, professional fights. I was just there like
Yeah.
sparring and stuff
Right.
like that with the guys. But yeah, you can get in there sparring. It's usually like $50 a session or whatnot.
All right, so hold on. So let's go to the street fights. Were you street fighting while you were wrestling in the States?
Yeah. So
Yeah, like it's nothing.
I was in Brookfield Central, and I came from L.A. And so when I was out
What,
there,
Brookfield Central, you keep throwing that around.
so
What is this?
That's Wisconsin. So there's a guy named Brian Becker. He went from there to Idaho. He's one of the best. And then there's another guy named what's his
Best
name?
at what? Wrestling?
Yeah, wrestling.
Okay.
There's Joe Thomas, another guy. He got into the draft in 2000, I think 2000.
Yeah.
And he was for the Browns.
Okay.
But it's just a good school for that point. But till I came out here,
Yeah.
California's is a different level of everybody.
Everything.
It's so much better though.
And so the street fighting, I'm caught up
Oh,
on
no,
the
you're
street
good,
fighting,
you're
bro.
good.
We're going back. So when you were wrestling States,
Yeah.
you were fighting in the streets as well?
Yeah. So like we would have a thing called where you take the test or whatnot, like during that little period. It's like a 2-hour test or 2-week test where you're taking the finals or whatnot.
Oh.
And so I would go during the finals and go over to the library and I'd challenge people over there to fight.
You just challenge people?
Yeah. I talk shit to them until they want to fight and shit.
All right, so hold up. All right, we got to go back further now. How did this start? Like, with childhood? What happened with childhood?
Well, my mom used to whoop the shit out of me and beat my ass.
I knew something was going
like
on.
fuck me up, and then all her brothers used to fuck me up and all that. But then like I never like got into their mold. Like after I knew I could run and I knew how to get away from these fuckers, I would
Yeah.
never let them beat me again.
And, you said your mom?
Yeah, she used to fuck me up. She's the one that taught me how to fight.
Okay.
So my mom in Guam, that's where she's from.
Yeah.
She used to take her, and the next door neighbor was like the mayor's son or whatever like that. And my grandfather used to tell him, "Hey, my daughter could beat your ass right now." So they put all the food in the middle of the street and they'd fight for it. Yeah.
This is nuts. This is unbelievable. All right, so she used to beat the shit out of you. What about Dad?
He would only do it when she would want to, but with his ass, he'd be slow. So every time he'd have the belt, I'd go in front of my mom, and when he would swing it, I'd jump, and he would hit her, and then they'd start arguing.
And so how would Mom beat? Would she have a belt? What was she doing?
So she'd wait till I was sleeping, and then she'd just fuck me up. And then sometimes we'll be in the car, and she'll just beat the shit out of me. Like I got busted one time for weed, and I'm in the principal's office. She literally cold clocks me in the face like 3 times, like, "Where's the weed at?" I'm like, "I ain't got no weed and shit." And then even the principal and the police officer was like, "Calm down, you ain't got to do all that."
Yeah.
shit. But yeah.
And so she would, while you were sleeping,
Yeah, she'll wake
come
you
in
up.
and just whoop your ass with a belt.
Hella.
For what?
Just for like not doing the dishes, not doing whatever she wanted or some shit like that. But then from her childhood, she used to get beat with like 2x4s, her brothers and shit like that. Used to get hella
Oh,
fucked
so we
up.
downgraded.
Yeah, it down
2x4 to belts.
Hella.
Oh, you got off easy.
I mean, a little bit. I mean, I got a concussion a couple times. My jaw still pops from where she cracked it.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
No. So then you ran into wrestling.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't you go into boxing?
Because I don't really like boxing.
No.
Like, I boxed with people on the street and shit like that. It was fun,
Yeah.
but I like taking people down and then, like, ground and pounding. That was more my thing.
And that was when you street fought. Did
Yeah.
you mostly ground and pound?
I usually go for one single leg or a double leg,
Yeah.
put him on my shoulder, and then body slam into the concrete. And that usually knocks him out.
That usually does it.
Yeah. I was my first fight in Brookfield Central. I was a freshman versus junior, and we fought over a phone. And I pulled his hoodie over his head and then body slammed in the concrete. I got his phone though.
Well, that's the most important thing here. So you used to just go challenge people for fun.
Hella.
Yeah, and this is because your mom basically, and your family.
They did, but it's also to me spiritual.
Yeah, okay. Tell me
Yeah.
about that.
Like I feel like when I fought in Gladiator Challenge, I felt like I put everything on the mat, and I felt like I didn't have to give myself any more. I took everything I had and put it out there, so I felt like it was the greatest thing ever. I don't know. It just felt spiritual that way.
It did.
Hella. Like
Okay.
I even cried after the fight and shit.
Because spiritually, you just, your aura, do you feel like this is what you were designed to do? What?
No, for sure. Because like I don't really have like I don't want to be a professional and shit.
Who do you believe in? Do you believe in God? What do you believe in?
Nah, I don't believe in any of that. I believe in science and shit, but I don't really believe. I mean, I believe in the scientific method.
Yeah.
So Hack the Planet LLC does penetration testing. It does hacking computers or whatnot. So it's called a bug bounty. So I'll hack into your computer and they'll pay anywhere from like 500 to 15 grand for what I got onto the system or whatnot. And you can look me up on what's called Hack the Planet LLC, or you can look at me at HackerOne. I got the same shit up there too.
Is this legal?
So if you're doing bug bounties, it is. But if you're doing it for other countries, it's just in a gray area because it's not. They can't really arrest you because it's international. So like I helped out with the Moscow Exchange. If you type into FTP space FTP micex.r and then type in anonymous, you can log into the Moscow Exchange.
It's that easy.
Yeah. Because the guys, when you go to school, you learn how to set up servers, but they don't learn how to change all the security on the servers. And so the default password and all that will still be there.
How did you learn all this?
So when I got out of prison in 2013, I took a hacking course for like $1,600, and then I started doing hacking, and then I opened my business up in 2019. But I've hacked over like 3,000 computers for fun. I'm building a thing.
You're gonna have to call off the rest of the interviews because I can't. We can't break off of this one. All right, hold on. Prison. How long were you in prison?
3 years, 9 months in Ontario, Oregon.
Let me assume battery.
No, so I was working for Half Price Pots and stuff, and they're selling pots, and I'm doing good. I'm a manager.
You hit somebody with a pot.
No.
Sorry.
So they went under or whatnot, right? And so he went under and all that shit. And I'm living in Bellevue, Washington. And so I'm like, fuck, I need to make some money.
Yeah.
So I went and robbed like 4 stores.
Oh,
and got
God.
busted for the last 2.
And it was one shot deal. You went right in.
Yeah. I did 3 years on it the first time, whatever. But it was the worst, best experience I ever had.
Tell me.
So I fought 15 dudes in the kitchen.
Oh,
so
God.
I'm a light-skinned dude, so all the dark-skinned black dudes would get on my case, and then every other race would get on my case. So every time I go put away dishes or something like that, somebody hit me in the side, so I have to fight them. So I'd fight 2 dudes at a time, 3 dudes at a time, and that would usually be like Southsiders. I have one time the Southsider jumped on my back, and I hopped back, so we're in this like...
Wait. What's a Southsider?
He's like, so you got different gangs.
Yeah.
And the gangs in prison are usually the Southsiders are a Mexican gang, and then you have Paisas.
Okay.
And the Paisas are Mexican, but they're not in a gang. And they're always fighting and shit like that.
Okay, go.
So I'm in the putting away the pots of pans. One's here, whatnot. And I turn around, the dude hops on my back. So I jump back and slam him on the wall. The other 2 dudes come in, so I take the pots off, start smacking these fools. And I hit them about maybe 4 or 5 times. They all gave up and shit. So it's not really like, it's more like hard sparring.
Yeah.
It's not an actual fight because they don't know what they're doing.
Did you gain respect in there?
Hella.
Yeah.
So there's a dude named Aaron G. He's from San Diego. He killed like 3 dudes or whatnot. And he would have my back when I was in there because I beat the shit out of his ass.
You beat his ass?
Yeah. So I was at the table when he wanted to wrestle and shit. I'm like, bro, I don't want to wrestle you, bro. You know what you're doing. So I took my thumbs and we got to the wall and I put him in his armpits and lifted him on the wall. And I said, I can do whatever I want to you right now. I seen all his like strength drip.
Yeah.
And so I threw him to the ground. I'm like, bro, I don't want to fight you. It would just be bad. And then the rest of the day he wanted to fight and shit.
And so he had your back from that point.
Yeah. Like usually, so it's like you're in a pack, right?
Yeah.
And when you dominate all the rest of the pack,
Yeah.
they just fall in line.
That's
There's nothing
it.
you can do.
Oh, God.
And I never ran with anybody in prison either. I ran with myself the whole time.
And this is pretty much what you're doing outside of prison. How was it coming out?
It wasn't that bad. The only thing that was bad, I had a PTSD from hearing my voice. So I could hear like my voice from like maybe all the way on the other side of the house. So I'd hear from the guards or whatnot when they're hearing my voice, or if somebody's about to go down or something like that, they would hear me screaming or something like that. So I'd hear my voice or hear people saying my voice all the time and shit like that.
Really?
But it took like a year and a half for that.
Holy cow.
But it wasn't that bad. I mean, it's the first time I got to see it. So if you look it up, it's Ontario, Oregon, SRCI, Thanksgiving riot. And there was a 60-man riot. And there was about 12 paisas in the kitchen. And it was me, G, and about 2 Southsiders. And me and G told the Southsiders, hey, you guys can calm down and you don't have to fight them. You can wait till you get more people. And they're like, nah, we can't do that. We're going to get stabbed. So they went and fought them. They fought 12 dudes. They got beat the shit out of them, but they fought them.
Good Lord.
And they were smiling. It was really crazy. And there was a guard named Mrs. Z, and she started spraying, but she didn't see where she was spraying. So she sprayed herself. And we were like, we can't help you because we'll get assault on an officer.
Yeah.
So you got to go straight back, and you go to the refrigerator and put milk on your face. And that's what happened.
All right, Romeo, hold on here, bro. We got to get to this. You're 40.
Yeah.
40.
Yeah.
How many fights have you fought in an actual ring?
Just one.
Just one.
Just one. And I've had about 50 street fights. And like before I fought that fight, I had.
Are you counting? Hold on. Are you counting prison?
Yeah.
Like the 50 street fights are including your prison fights or not including?
No, that's including that's pretty much including all my fights since I was like probably like 12 or 13.
This is unbelievable.
But I had 10 fights just in San Diego, so. Like,
10.
Yeah, like on the street. So this one black dude, he was looking in the window and shit. And so I was sleeping, dead asleep. And my cousin woke me up and said, hey, go see who's out there or whatnot. And so he started talking shit. He called me a punk or whatnot. And I said, your mama's a punk. And then I threw my cigarette down. We started fighting and shit. But he was like 6'2", and he was a big dude. And I lit him up and put him in a fucking chokehold and shit. And he started screaming like, "Hey, stop holding me, stop holding me!" And then he got out of his sweatshirt. And then my cousin came out with a taser.
And so, you're like, what is your forte when it comes to fighting? Just brawling.
Well, yeah, I pretty much a brawler. If you watch my first Gladiator challenge, I didn't even do 1, 2, or anything. I just ran after his ass and just kicked him right in his shin. And then he laid me out with like 3 punches. And then I took his ass all the way to the back of the fence. And then we kept going. And he mounted me and got me taken out or whatnot. But I wasn't bloody or anything like that fight I had in the street.
Yeah.
Both my eyes were black. When he fought me, I just had like little marks on the top of
Yeah.
my head.
So you've had one fight in an actual ring.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah.
When was that? Is this the one you're talking about?
Yeah, Gladiator challenge.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Versus
and how long ago was that?
Champion. That was a month ago.
A month ago.
Yeah.
1 month ago.
Yeah.
Who are you fighting this fight?
Taylor. He's like 6 foot, but he has no record.
He has no record.
Yeah.
So he hasn't fought?
Yeah, nobody. And he's a striker, so I'll be able to take his ass out. And he's a bigger dude, so he's slower. That's what I like about it. Like, they hit harder, yes.
Yes.
But they're a little bit slower, so I can see where his shit's coming from versus the littler guy who's 5'7" and getting out on every little pop.
And so have you watched this guy fight?
No, he doesn't have any fights.
Oh, he doesn't have any?
He has nothing. It's
Okay.
his first 0-0-0.
Okay. Oh, man, this is going to be epic.
Hella.
No, the pun intended. All right, so God, I want to go back digging. I want to dig into this whole thing here. Are you nervous at all?
No. not even a second. Like
You're loving. You're loving this.
Well, I just like fighting. It's just like the only 2 times you can like prove yourself is in a fight, and you're taking yourself to a whole nother level. And like nobody wants to do it. Like everybody will watch UFC and be like, "Oh, I would do this or do that."
No,
but I'm doing that shit.
So tell me about fighting. 40 years old.
Yeah.
Like, do you train a lot? How often do you train?
I train every day except for like Sundays sometimes. But Sundays I'll still do like maybe an hour or something.
So how many hours a day are you training?
Usually like 2 hours. That's my thing.
Okay, and this is out of your house.
Yeah.
By yourself.
Yeah.
Are you sparring with people?
So I'll spar on Fridays at Tenant Planet Fitness.
10th Planet.
Yeah, 10th Planet.
Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
The one in Mission Gorge.
And those guys are all epic fighters. They all got 5
Yes.
fights and stuff like that. And I've gotten like did decent for the first 4 guys, and then I got laid out by a Muay Thai guy that was like 220, and he kicked me right in my shit, and I was like, oh, it still hurts now.
Holy cow, man, this is unbelievable. So, and do you have actual trainers?
Nah, no trainers. I mean, there's no, like when I went to what was it called, Fight Club. That dude's a professional fighter, and when I was doing my 8-piece, he was like, "That's better than most of the dudes in the class and shit." So it's like everything I'm doing is better than what he's gonna teach anyways.
And I noticed that you're smoking cigarettes.
Hella, I smoke cigarettes, smoke weed, I do edibles, I eat shrooms, all that.
All that.
Everything.
Ain't nothing but a thing.
No, I smoked a cigarette before the fight, smoked a blunt, and then I went there and fought him, and then when I came out, I was smoking a cigarette. And he was like, "What the hell are you doing?" I'm like, "Bro, we can run right now and I'll beat you."
Where's your mom now?
She's in Wisconsin. She just got remarried. Or not Wisconsin, Winlock, Washington.
Has she ever watched you fight?
Yeah, she gets kind of sketchy out, but she's like 68 now, so she's not really like scared. But like, my sister, she's kind of scared about that shit.
What about your dad?
No, my dad's dead.
Oh, he is.
But he's a punk.
He's punk?
Yeah.
Wasn't part of your life?
Well, no, he was a part of my life, and he did everything right. It's just that as a man and how I see men now, he's not an alpha male. He wasn't the person doing the shit. And I get mad at him because he got robbed one time, and he didn't fight back. All he did was get robbed and get sent into the closet and shit and got all his money taken. And I'm like, dude, you already knew the gun. You knew how big he was. You knew if you took one shot, you've been in the military, you should be all right. And he didn't want to do it. He's just a pussy.
Romeo, Soul Taker. What a name, bro. It's like perfect for you.
Hella.
All right, so just tell me what's going to happen in this. Like, what's the game plan coming into this fight?
Well, I'm going to try to do my jabs now and throw my kicks and just do, like, more of getting in and coming back out instead of just fully attacking. And I think if I could just not fully attack, I think I should survive the whole fight. For sure.
Otherwise, you're just like a kamikaze running in there like a freaking maniac.
Hella. And I was talking shit the whole time. So if you watch my Gladiator fight, I'm saying, hey, you want some of this? You're a fucking punk. You hit like a bitch. You can't fight the whole time. Even the ref told me to shut up.
So what drives you? What drives you every day to train, to fight? What is your main driving factor? Who, what's
it's really not fighting. It's more programmable matter. That's what I'm trying to create right now. I made a couple devices for it. I wrote a paper on it, and then I made the equation, and then I'm creating a piece of material right now for it. And so
called what?
Programmable matter. So MIT's already created it. There's a couple other people that's curating it, and I'm trying to do it on my own now.
Programmable?
Yeah, so it's like if you had Legos, right? And compare like Legos hooked up to a computer, and say you want a car, it could build the whole entire car out of Legos, except we're using atoms.
Yeah.
And that's why I do. I love that.
Programmable matter.
Yeah.
And the business is, what is it, hacking?
Hack the Planet LLC.
Hack the Planet LLC. You have hacked how many computers?
Like over 3,000.
3,000?
Yeah.
This is unbelievable, bro.
Like I can show you live hacking right now. We can hack into, I hacked into, what was it, Verizon camera onto their little place, and it was showing a computer with them logging in and all that, and I showed them a location of where it was and everything.
So you just learned this out of prison?
Yeah.
In a class?
Well, no, not in a class. So it's $1,600, and it's called the OSCP certification.
Yeah.
And you got to hack 5 computers to get that. And there's only been 40,000 people that's ever taken the test, and only 30,000 people that's passed it.
So you're basically kind of a genius, right? Mentally?
Well, I took a IQ test like 173.
Yeah.
So
which is high.
It's really high, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, bro, this is unbelievable. The Soul Taker. All right, let's finish this interview because I want to keep going, bro. I'd like go all freaking night with this one, dude. This is unbelievable to me. Yeah, my podcasts normally are like 2 hours.
Oh, yeah.
This is my normal. So doing an interview in 15 minutes for me is unheard of.
For sure.
But with fighters, it's what we do.
Oh.
But with you, dude, geez, man, I'll tell you what, I could dig in for days on this one. All right, so give me the prediction for the fight, and then we'll end on this. Like, what's going to go on? What can we expect to see besides you walking in with a cigarette in your hand and blowing a doobie, blowing a joint right before the?
I'm
what
gonna
else
talk a lot of shit to him, and I'm gonna try to get in his head and make him feel like he doesn't need to be on this ring, and it's his first fight. So I'm gonna try to get him out of my weight class. That's what I'm trying to do. When I fought the last dude, he went down a weight class after I fucked him up.
Yeah.
And that was and I didn't even win, and he still went down. So I'm gonna try to do the same thing here. But I'm just gonna pretty much just wait out the fight. We're gonna go in, go out, and just try to use my skills instead of my anger or my adrenaline.
Is that what you usually do? Is channel like anger? Like you have a lot of anger built up?
Not really, but like after that first punch, I'm mad at him now. Now I want to hurt him.
Yeah, especially if he hits you.
For sure.
You get pissed off.
Like I've been trying to practice the guillotine where I slam your head into the ground. And I've been trying to do that lately because if you can do that, that hurts a lot too, right on the top of the head.
Yeah.
And then when I'm trying to do with the ankles or break the ankles, like using a baseball bat and trying to break those.
Oof.
Yeah.
All right, Romeo Soul Taker Allen. Dude, bro, it's been a pleasure and honor. Thank you for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
You got it, man. Can't wait to see you fight Friday the 24th, Epic Fighting Productions, the Soul Taker, ladies and gentlemen. That's a wrap. Let's go. Real Deal Talk.
Hella. Laters.
Hella. Later. Let's go.